Imagine a tiny strip of land on the eastern edge of the Mediterranean, no great armies, no vast empires at first, yet its people would one day dominate the seas, build colonies from North Africa to Spain, and lay the foundations for Western civilization's trade networks. They were the Phoenicians, the greatest mariners and traders of the ancient world. Today, we're diving into how their bold explorations created one of history's first true maritime empires. The Phoenicians lived in a collection of independent city-states along what is now the coast of Lebanon. Their greatest cities were Byblos, Sidon, and especially Tyre, famous for its purple dye, cedar wood, and skilled artisans. They weren't conquerors in the traditional sense. Instead, they were master traders and seafarers. From very early on, they built extensive trade networks across the Aegean, reaching Crete, mainland Greece, and western Turkey, then south to Egypt and Cyprus, and westward across the Mediterranean. Pressure from powerful neighbors forced their hand. The Assyrians, Babylonians, Greeks, and later Persians all conquered or threatened their homeland. Rather than fight endless land wars, the Phoenicians did what they did best: they sailed west. They established settlements across North Africa, from Libya all the way to modern Morocco. Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, the Balearic Islands, and the coast of Spain all became part of their growing network. And one of those settlements would become legendary: Carthage in modern-day Tunisia. Founded as a Phoenician colony, it would eventually grow into a superpower in its own right, the heart of the Carthaginian Empire. At the heart of their success was their shipbuilding genius. The classic Phoenician bireme was about 80 feet long, with 2 rows of oars, roughly 120 rowers total. These versatile vessels served both as warships and cargo ships, powered by sails when the wind was favorable. This design heavily influenced later Mediterranean navies. The Greeks developed the famous trireme, then came quadriremes and the massive Roman quinquiremes. These oared galleys dominated warfare all the way until the Battle of Lepanto in the 1500s, a direct legacy of Phoenician innovation. But the Phoenicians didn't stop at the Mediterranean. They were true explorers. They sailed into the Atlantic, possibly reaching the Tin Islands, likely Britain, to secure tin, a vital metal for making bronze. Some accounts even hint at voyages as far north as Iceland or, in wilder theories, across the ocean to the Americas. One of the most famous expeditions was led by Hanno the Navigator in the 5th century BC. This Phoenician explorer, sometimes called a king, sailed down the West African coast from Morocco, possibly as far as the Gulf of Guinea. His voyage was recorded in the Periplus of Hanno, a Greek translation of the original log. The mission combined trade, especially ivory, exploration, and possibly early attempts at colonization. They also ventured deep into Africa for resources and knowledge, establishing trading posts along the way. Through trade, not just conquest, the Phoenicians created an interconnected world. They spread goods, ideas, and even their alphabet, which heavily influenced the Greek alphabet and, by extension, our own. If you enjoyed this look at ancient maritime history and short lecture, hit that like button, and subscribe to Professor Simon's History Classroom for more, and let me know in the comments, which ancient seafaring people fascinates you most, the Phoenicians, the Vikings, or someone else. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next lesson.